Hey, what's up, everyone? So, welcome back to another book review. Today, I'm going to be reviewing Such Sharp Teeth by Rachel Harrison. And this is on my February TBR. So, if you watched that video, then you know this is a planned read for me. This is probably the first outright love story that I've ever read. It says actually in the very end, at the very end of the synopsis, this dark comedic love story. So, it definitely calls itself a love story. But thankfully, it wasn't like overly done or outright or cheesy or anything. I don't think you're gonna find this in like the romance section of a Barnes and Noble or anything. This is probably more horror, but it's not that scary either. So I'm not really sure where you would place this, but it's not like uh, completely of love story or anything. There are a lot more elements to it. The love story kind of does take a backseat to the rest of the story, but anyway, so what this book's actually about is it is a story of a girl named Rory Morris, and she goes home to help her sister Scarlett, who is pregnant, and that's her twin sister actually, so they're twins. And basically, what happens is she is bitten by a werewolf, and she turns into a werewolf, and it's all about the process and her her day-to-day life, what that's like, and her trying to figure everything out with a love story backdrop. So what I really liked about it though is it's very, very fast paced. There was like the first half was extremely fast paced, but I don't know if the second half slowed down a little bit or if it was just me getting used to the pace at that point. But when I first started reading, I was like, wow, it's going from like scene to scene to scene, and it's not slowing down at all. So it was a pretty quick book, and I read it pretty fast as well. Also, the main character has a very strong personality, and I think Rachel Harrison did a great job with Rory's character, especially. But no one is really like super stereotypical or anything. Everyone has like their own unique, personalities, and a lot of times when you read a book that includes like a female main character, there's certain like stereotypical traits that come with that, but probably, one thing that probably helped is like Rachel Harrison is a female author, so that probably gave her a different perspective. But she really made Rory like a very strong lead character, and I really love that. Like, she definitely had no qualms about saying what was on her mind, and it was just like a very unique experience. I can't really name another book off the top of my head that had such a strong lead character, not just a strong female lead character, but such a strong like lead character at any regard that was just like had no filter basically. So I really like that about it. I enjoyed pretty much the entire book. I don't think there was one part that where I was like, this is boring, which is pretty rare for me. I think there's a lot of books where at least one part is a little bit slow or I have to like push through to finish it, but this one just kept going and going, and I had no problem getting through the entire thing. Nothing slowed down, but like I said just a second ago, it was very fast paced, so that probably definitely helped. What I didn't like about it is also it was so fast paced. The scenes were very short. Like they'll be in a bar, and then next thing you know, they'll be in a car, and then they'll be at someone's house, and it's like it seemed. I don't know if this is exactly true or not, but it seemed like every two paragraphs or something, they changed scenes, and it just kind of got a little bit crazy. So that's one thing that I didn't especially like about it. I mean, I appreciate how fast paced it was, but I wish the scenes lasted just a little bit longer. But that's a pretty small thing because I really liked the book overall. And then another thing I really didn't like though is how well the characters seem to be put together. Rory Morris is like the youngest VP at in her company's history, which okay, sure, that definitely does happen in the real world sometimes. Sometimes people do become like VP at like 28 years old. Sure. But I was willing to overlook that, but then there was another character who I'm not going to name because I don't want to give too much away, but he lives in a rebuilt bank, like a two-story bank that's basically been rebuilt into a home. And I'm just thinking like this is a little bit too good to be true. Like he has like Edison lights hanging up in his house, and he lives there as a single like bachelor. It just didn't seem like super realistic. How many people do you know that are just single guys in their mid to late 20s that even have a home at all? So That part seemed a little bit unrealistic, but did play a little bit of a part in the story. There's something special about it, which I won't give away, but maybe that's why she added it. But it just seemed like a little bit too good to be true on this guy rebuilt a bank and made it into a 2-story home. Like, that's probably worth like a ton of money. And this guy's supposed to be in like his mid-20s. So that I didn't really especially like. So next up, I'm going to talk about who I think should actually read the book. But if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and also hit the like button if you're enjoying the video so far. All right, so who do I think should actually read Such Sharp Teeth? I think anyone that kind of wants like a day-to-day life story of a unique experience. You don't have to be into werewolves. You don't really have to enjoy romance that much. Like I had said, this is like my first romance love story, but I can imagine that a lot of other romance books are a lot of like really over the top. This definitely was a very subtle part of the story, so you don't really have to enjoy that, and like you don't even have to really enjoy werewolves or anything like that. If you just want kind of like a day-to-day life story of experiencing someone's life and seeing their trials and tribulations and what they go through, this would probably be a good read for you. That's like really it. Like if you want a day-to-day life story, like this is probably a perfect book. If you can get over like the werewolves and you can get over the love story, then you might enjoy this. But that is really all I have to say about Such Sharp Teeth by Rachel Harrison. If you think you would probably enjoy it, then you probably will enjoy it. But thanks for watching, everyone, and I will see you in the next video.